Hey guys, this is Jeff from Jeff's Vegetable Garden and Containers. We're just thought I was gonna have to water everything today, but we got about an inch of rain yesterday. You can see I got potatoes growing in these 3 pots right here. I didn't really do much to supplement them. Back here I got the blueberry bushes. They're in here now. They're not going to grow anymore, but I trimmed them back, and I trimmed the raspberry back to maybe stalks, maybe 3-4 inches high. That's about it. So what I wanted to do today was get a couple more of these things in the ground that will grow in the greenhouse in the winter, because once I get in here and do what I got to do, or get so far, it's going to be so crowded in here, because over here on the garden I got like 4 eggplant bushes I'm going to bring and sit in here to overwinter, like 10 pepper plants, and probably at least 5 or 6 tomato plants. So you think with the room I got here, I got a couple more pallets or some tarps to put in here. That'll be back there. Will take maybe 10. So all the way up to here is going to be overwintering stuff. So up front here is the main stuff I have to water and worry about will be my tomatoes. Not my tomatoes, geez, say it all the time. My potatoes, my kale, my celery, carrots, different stuff like that. And also I got some onion sets to put in, and garlic. I was going to put my garlic in today too. I went in to get my garlic from my shed that I had in there, and I waited too long to use it. It was dried up like you ain't never seen, so she weren't no good. So the garlic thing's right out of the question right now. I got to pick up some more. And you can pick up any garlic clove and then just break it apart and one by one put them in here. But first thing I want to do is get some of these potatoes in here, because I already got 40 pounds of these type of Yukons, the reds and the purples. I already got 40 pounds of them going. We'll eat them up for the holidays. I just had another 40 pounds of sweet potatoes. I got a lot more of them coming in the next few weeks. So this will be my winter. This will be my like holiday. Once I get my green tarp on here and seal it all down with wood and keep the cold air out and put my heater on here like 50, 55, I'll be able to grow these potatoes and lettuces and stuff in here with not a problem normally. And as long as like next year somebody don't shut the power off on me on a 10-degree day, I should be fine. And that way, I'm a big potato lover, so that allows us to keep going with potatoes all winter, fresh potatoes. And, stuff like they like lettuces and carrots. And, the carrots won't be done till the spring, early summer. I put the garlic in, but the garlic will be 9 months. So, and the onions will be done by like next July. So there's stuff I'm putting in now that I don't have to put in the fall that already get them germinated, and I'll be that much farther ahead when we get going. But for today, you see I got my bone meal there. My big thing is these pots are wet in here. They look dry, but they're wet. We just had an inch of rain yesterday. It rained all day, so I got plenty of wetness in the soil right now to do what I need to do. Oh yeah, it's nice and wet down here. So what I want to do is, here's like almost the bottom of the pot, right? So whatever ones I got that I could put, that have 2 of the eyes on it. That one's only got 1. That one's only got 1. See, since it's a bigger pot, I want to double stack these. So I'm going to go with the smaller Yukon ones here. And that's really only got 1 good eyelet on it right there. So I can put that one down and right there. And all we're going to do is take a little bone meal, shake her all around there, and just cover her up, right? So that's down about 3 to 4 inches off the bottom. So then we want to go to the opposite side of the pot. Come on up here, right? Same as we normally do. Come down here to this opposite side of the pot, right? We're down there about that 3 or 4 inches. Want to take another one. It's got 2 eyelets on it, right? Always push the eyelets up like I told you, right? We'll put a little bone meal in there, right? Cover that on up. Let's get that dirt across there real good, right? And then we want to get right in here. We only want to get down about maybe 4 inches, not as high, because we want these potted potatoes a lot of times only grow on one level, this way. So if they're determinate, they grow this way, which is like 90% of your potatoes. Indeterminate potatoes grow this way, where you can put them on the bottom, they just keep growing up and making more potatoes. So what I'm doing is putting 2 here, and I'm going to stagger 2 more and let these kind of grow around together. So I'm going to put another one right in here. It's going to give a little bone in. Water. Like I said, the dirt's not real wet. It's just enough to keep moisture on stuff. And what's nice is when you put them in the greenhouses over the winter, your watering frequency goes way down, but you will still have to water them to a point. You can see this is real nice for these 2 eyelets on this one. Real nice potato. Kind of looks like a Kennyback. Another ones I got a, what do you call it, a styrofoam carton full of Yukons up there in dirt, slightly wetted. Well, I actually left them out in the rain that 1 inch, but drilled holes in the bottom of styrofoam, so it'll be in there. It'll allow that to sit in there and get me my eyelets on those. And once I get the eyelets on those in a couple weeks, I can put those in too. So these will be in on, let's say, September 20th. Those probably go in the 2nd week of October. So when I'm sitting in December, early January, I'll be able to pull these out. And then the next potatoes, I'll be able to just keep moving along and moving them whatever way I want to move them. So the next thing I got is I got some red ones I found here that still has some eyelets on them that I wanted to get in here. And I will mulch this, but it will be with straw. And I'm kind of out of straw right now. So, and since I got only 3 of these red ones that I'm really happy with, I'm just going to use this 10-gallon container here and just see what we can. Don't need to cut them because I got only so much room and so much here. But that soil down there is real moist down the bottom, right? Eyelet's going to stay up, right? We're just going to push that right in there. And I got plenty more soil. I'll add more soil to these containers. So we're going to put these in like a triangular thing here with that eyelet being up there too. Right, so there'll be 3 of them. And whoops, almost forgot. On video, can't praise it. There's a bone meal, right? Cover that up, and then on this last part of this triangle here, we're going to put this in. This is those red Pontiac potatoes, and they grow real nice in containers and in the ground. So, yeah, I got to make sure that eyelet's up. Yeah, it's up. A little bit of bone meal. I would normally add blood meal and some other stuff to this stuff, but I'm not going to do it now because it's going into the winter season, and that bone meal will be enough to do it. Plus, I have some like 3-6-4 left in there, 3 nitrogen, 6 phosphorus, and I can't remember all 3 of them right now. Too much in my head going on. So I'll have those. I have more of that if I need something that's a drier fertilizer, so when I water, it will sink in the ground for these in the winter. So then I have more of these. 2, like 4 more for over here. So this, it's a little potato, but little container, right, that I got right here. I don't know if you can see it perfectly, but I got this going on here. But throw a little bone meal down in there. Put that right on in there, nice on top, right? Like I said, opposite side, right? 3 inches off the bottom of the container. A little bit of bone meal. A potato with the eyelets up. Just let the dirt fall right on top of the hole. Dirt seems nice and moist. Now this one, we're only going to go down 3 or 4 inches. Remember, we're not going to go down as far because these grow. These are determinate, so they grow all on one level. So when I say that, what I'm saying is when they're determinate potatoes, they grow on one level. So people get these big container bags all the time and put their potatoes down the bottom, and you get all this green stuff growing out of the top. It's a grub. Huh. I haven't seen one of them out here. And you get these big 20-gallon ones like over here and different stuff they have, and they put these potatoes on the bottom, and they dump it, they're looking, and they get done with it, and they're like, it's only the bottom third or bottom half of the container, so you're wasting a half a thing of dirt in a container, where if you put 2 this way and 2 the opposite way, but 2 of them about 4 inches higher, they'll both grow out each way to the sides, form the potatoes and the tubers, and bring all their stems up top, and then you can get more potatoes out of each bag. You can see each bag is like I guess about 4 inches short of the top. I don't have to put any more in it, but I will, only because once it comes up, it's going to be winter time. It'll just give me a little more, and then I'll put some mulch on there, which my mulch I normally use is a straw or a hay, and it just depends on the time of the year. Sometimes you get in this area, you get up here and try to get things done in the winter stuff. That's why I'm trying to do it now, because in the winter, the Lowe's, Home Depots, Tractor Supplies, they have no supplies at all for this kind of stuff. You got to order them online, and much as I can order off Amazon and do different things, anymore, stuff's just too damn expensive. It's amazing how much the cost is on things right now. So, but like I said, I save a lot of money by doing stuff myself. But it's not about the money. It's not like we don't have it. It's just the point of it. It's just ridiculous sometimes when you go buy something that was 2 years ago or a year ago was only so much money, and you go to buy it now and it's like 4 times as much. You're like, thanks Joe Biden. You know what I mean? Thanks for ruining everything for everybody. And don't try to blame Trump either, because it ain't him. So I got 4 different types of salad I'm going to put in this container here. Lettuce. I said salad. Once it's lettuce, it'll be salad. So what I primarily do is I put a finger hole like here and a finger hole like right there, right? And this, I really don't have to add anything to it because we're doing this from seed. And lettuce is a cold weather, can't think of the name of it right now. Cold weather green. I can't think of the name they call them all the time right now. One of them days. So I got 4 types there I wanted to deal with. So we got that's a red bowl lettuce there, which grew real good earlier this year. Once these get up a little bit, once they start the seeds start to go on a little bit and they start to come up, then I'll throw a little 463 or whatever I have back there. I can't exactly remember. This here is the type of lettuce I really like to eat. And this is iceberg lettuce, and I can really enjoy eating some iceberg lettuce. I'll be honest with you, if it's got enough bacon and salt and stuff on my salad, I'm not a vegetable eater. My rest of my family is, but a lot of stuff you can get through eating if you got a lot of salt. Salt makes a difference. So like I said, we're going to put 4 types of lettuce in here so it rings the whole bucket. So we're using it all on this one. Let's see what this one is. This is Black Seed Simpson. I grew this earlier this year real well, and it seemed to really take off. So they're all covered. Guess I could use a little water on here, but no, it just rained yesterday, an inch. But the mulch is a little dry on top, but I'm not worried about it now. We'll see, because it's supposed to rain. If I remember my forecast, I think Monday through, see what we got there. We got Grand Rapids. What else we got here? Oh, Paris Island. Okay. So it's supposed to rain Monday through Friday, I think it is, of next week, or Saturday through Friday, something. I just read it, and so I guess we got something coming up the coast, like nor'easter type or something. It's about that time of year we start getting these rains. And so it's not killing if this thing ain't producing right away or doing anything. Because it's going to be inside this greenhouse soon. Once it starts getting down to, highs in the 50s and 60s, day 40s at night, I'll put the cover on top of here, and we'll just go from there through the winter, finishing it up. So that's all in there. Like I said, it's all lettuce in this bucket. And what I'm going to do is right here in the middle, I have all that, and lettuce will take off and go everywhere just like a bush almost. Yeah, it's me. It just won't stop growing sometimes. So I'm going to put some right in here in the middle. And one more right there. So suppose I put all 5 of these in here and one of them don't grow. Oh, well, it's not a big deal because then the other 4 will, but they all will grow. Yes, they will need water, but they'll grow okay for what I'm trying to accomplish here for this greenhouse. And we got some fresh greens and potatoes and certain stuff for the winter. Last year I tried stuff that nobody really does up this 7A zone, like trying to grow zucchini I had left over and squash and different, and it grew all the way up till second week in January, and then even when the weather got cold, it was still looking all right. And then it only took 1 or 2 nights of cold weather, and it only took one night, excuse me, of cold weather, and my potatoes were okay. I trimmed them back, they came back. The overwinter stuff didn't matter, but the smell in here was like death because of somebody unplugging the heat. So it's just something that sometimes you don't count on, that you have to deal with growing stuff, and everybody knows you don't know everything, and they trip breakers and do stuff, so you just kind of got to work with everybody. So I'm just going to tag this one because next to it we're going to be doing some carrots, and once they grow I'll know what ones they are. But right now I want to just put a tag in there just so I remember that's lettuce in this one. As far as potatoes, don't matter. I know the outer ones are a month before these ones. They're up at this end. You can see the sun up is coming from right there. From that would be the southwest or west right now. The sun's coming from, so these will get sun all winter long if they stay in the front. And like I said, I keep the greenhouse at 50 anyway, so it's not a big deal. So we made it all right with the lettuce. Now I wanted to do me some carrots here. And I want to get some kale in, that's right. I don't know how anybody can eat it, but I want to put it in because, yeah. But, hey, I'm not trying to complain. Right, so here's the kale, right? Another bucket of dirt I already had mixed in, and this is just dirt. And the reason I'm not going to put any fertilizer in these seeded pots is it's already moist, and it's already got stuff left in it from earlier this year. Like, what's the right word? Fertilizers and stuff like that. So, fucking bees. Excuse French. So, I don't really have to have much. It's still got quite a bit of supplement left in it from where it was. So we're gonna try this here with this kale and see what she does. I don't know what it is with these bees. I guess they're getting that to sting everybody before the end of the year. I can't figure them out. They're worse now than they've been all summer. So we got. What did I do with it? Oh, here they are. Would have hit me if I went right there. So you got to mark some of this stuff up, because anybody gardens, as they know, as they get older, it's hard to remember what you did yesterday, let alone 3 weeks or a month from then. So that's on this one. We're just going to write kale on here. I mean, I will remember, believe it or not, but it's just backup for those times that you walk out and you look at something, you're like, what did I plant there? And it just kind of blows you away. You can't remember. So I will fertilize this kale and this lettuce a little bit more, but not until it comes up and it gets a decent size growing season going on. Like maybe a month or so, a month and a half, and starts to get a decent size plant in there. Then I can do all that good stuff and get it right where I want it at. This back here is going to be carrots. Now I'll put these in and they'll get all green and grow. But I put them in now because they're a good overwintering vegetable. And when I put them in, they'll grow all winter. It won't do much. I'll put them out in the spring. They'll still be tiny. Then I got to thin them. And I thinned them last year in mid-May, early June after I bought them out of the greenhouse. And I thinned them. And you saw I got, I can't honestly remember, but it was record amount of carrots we got last year. This past season, and I just kind of blew me away. So when you're marking these, you want everything to be about 4 inches apart from each other. A lot of people grow them a little closer and throw in a bunch of seed and try it. I got a little frustrated this year because I tried to follow a couple other methods and got to be so many daggone seeds in there that I had a heck of a time and thinning it out and making them grow bigger again. And it was all right, but I didn't know if the effort was worth it as far as, I'm not going to say it wrong, word, carrots. I like carrots, but I'm going to use carrots in some of my stuff. So That's why you only normally do like a barrel. So I'm just sprinkling a couple seeds in each hole, right? So around the outside, a couple seeds in each hole. And like I said, I'll thin them out once I get going here. These will take a while. And then we'll kind of go from there. The only thing different I'm going to do this year is lose your mind sometimes. You're like, I know them seeds are there, but I can't find them. A couple more in there. Pretty bad when you know there's like 100 of them down there. You can't pick one or two of them. Kids, take the right medicine, because when you get old, arthritis stinks. You can't hold nothing in your. It's nuts. So I'm going to try a little bit different this year. See, these carrots, those are the orange type. These are purple, yellow, and like a red type of carrot. They're it's like a rainbow carrot mix. I saw these done on TV by somebody, and not that I want to eat them, but they looked okay once you got them going, and it seemed like people really like them that like vegetables. So I'm putting those all up the middle now. I got like 8 holes in the middle just for these, so we can get some of it growing in there. One more thing to get in here. Alright, put them down in there. Okay, so I'm just going to level that dirt out. Like I said, it's pretty doggone moist inside everything right now. Pretty daggone moist. So, don't really have to add anything to these right now. And like I said, since it's supposed to rain all next week, I doubt I'll water. I could, but if the weather changes, but heck, I only got this is midweek or after, so I only got 5 days and we'll be right into a bunch of rain's what they're calling for. They're calling for rain every day, so worst time of the year. Much as I don't like getting cold and snowing anymore, and I can't wait to go to Florida full time. So we got our sticker in there that says carrots. So we just don't forget these 3 pots here. I know what's in those by just where I planted them. So like I said, I'll come back in a couple weeks, and we're going to move the overwintered stuff, and I'll show you how I trim them. I'll bring my truck back, and we'll trim those eggplant, peppers, and tomatoes back, and then we can put them in here, and you don't have to water them, you don't have to do anything. You just leave them in here all winter long just so they don't freeze and get frozen. And then I can put them back out in the garden next year, and they should come out like new. And I'll be honest with you, this year our eggplant, tomatoes, and peppers just did amazing. The only mistake I made this year was always grow a certain amount of hot peppers and regular peppers. I'm not a pepper eater. Well, somehow I forgot to grow the hot ones, and that excited my wife. And she likes hot peppers, and I couldn't make my hot pepper jelly. So there's always next year. All right, so guys, I'm going to let you go because I got to still get some other stuff done in the other garden over there. Believe it or not, we're still producing over there. Still producing tomato, eggplants, and peppers out of the garden. Very grateful for that it lasted this long this year because of the weirder weather. We had some real weird weather, which was, like heavy rain and drought and this and that, and trying to make it all work was a little tough. But overall, another very successful year. Real happy about that. And like I said, we'll be back next week if the rain's not too bad. Maybe a week after to do the rest of the sweet potatoes and harvest 2. And a couple weeks after that, we'll do harvest 3 and then harvest 4. And then we'll give an update on how this stuff's all grown. We get in here, and then as them cold nights come down, we'll get our overwinter stuff in there so we don't have to replant it all next year, and we'll get it to grow back. The bells and all the peppers, I'll just have to put hot peppers in next year. All right, guys, you have a great rest of the night and week, and we'll talk to you soon. See you now.